Hi guys, we love you. Okay guys, last thought on the autopsies. Now I was to getting thinking that I've heard a few things about the defense has filed something. I'm not sure if that was Friday, Saturday, or just lately. This is what I've heard, that something has been filed, but that could be false. But if so, it could be to stop the autopsies coming out again. But I don't know if that will ever happen. But whatever's going on, something's going on. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, about the autopsies. People out there are saying that the autopsies were leaked. I don't know which part of the autopsies was leaked, because people seem to have inside information, you know, like sources, you know, verified. They've got receipts. They believe them, you know, all that kind of thing. Okay, if that is true, well, then they must have been leaked. Otherwise, some family members know about it. You know? Who would know about it? Chris Watt's family sure don't know about the autopsies results. Otherwise, she wouldn't be defending him if they were bad, like we're predicting. Not me, but you know, a lot of people. Anyway, I was getting to thinking that Shannon's body, if it was battered a little bit, bruised a little bit, marks all over her body, you know, other than defense wounds, like maybe her nails broken, or, you know, because she got some beautiful nails and stuff, manicured, you know, they could be, you know, broken, because, you know, Chris Watts did have a mark on his neck when he was doing that TV interview, live channel news in Colorado. He had a mark on his neck, but it didn't seem much of a mark, you know, a little bit. But I don't know if they ever asked him how he got that mark on his neck, if it was ever looked at, you know, to say, oh, you know, that was a nail or something, you know. But anyway, I think as he moved Shannon's body when it was dead, you know, when he killed her, that he didn't treat her right, you know what I mean? A little bit rough, you know, throw her over his shoulder or something, like a sack of potatoes or something, you know. And then he backed his truck up and he kind of threw her body while it was still warm. He threw her body into the truck. You know, that might have put a few bruises on her body, you know, cut on her head or whatever. And then, and same with the kids, you know, they might have had a few bruises on them because of that reason. Well, he had to go like 40 miles to his job. Now, anything in the back of your truck, if it ain't tied down, is going to bounce around, right? Up and down, over the bumps, you know, take a left, take a right. It's moving over to the left, it's moving to the right, you know, bumpity, bumpity, bump. And then he gets to his work site. All right, remember, that's like dirt. Well, there's a road, but then it gets to a dirt road, you know, windy bends. You're going around and around, up and down, round and around, up and down, right? So I was thinking that marks on her body and bruising could have been transporting the bodies to their dumping ground. I don't want to be crude, but, you know, they were putting crude oil. And she was thrown into a grave. Maybe she's just thrown down there, you know. Thrown like a sack of potatoes. So that's what I was thinking. Maybe that's where the marks come from. You know? I mean, I got like imagination, but that is plausible to think that could have happened. That was a long way to be in a truck. And you know, if you put anything in a truck and you're on a bumpy road and everything, you know, things get knocked around if it's not securely tied down. And they probably weren't secure in that truck. They were probably, their bodies, little bodies, were flying around in that truck. It's a wonder they didn't fly out of the thing, going down that dirt road. Well, God knows what happened to the, you know, the bodies being transported to where he dumped them. Like a piece of trash. Anyway, guys, what do you think about that one? And then, for a moment, I forgot to say in my last video, that when I was saying about Chris Watts' mother, about she didn't have a clue of what plea deal he was making. You know, she knew he was having a guilty plea, but she didn't exactly know what his plea agreement was. But remember, Shannon's brother, Frankie, made comments, probably on Facebook again, and he said something like, "Sorry guys, I couldn't let you know. I was, you know, like kind of sworn to secrecy." He couldn't tell nobody that he knew what plea was going on. Now, did he know that Chris Watts was making a plea, guilty plea to all counts of murder? Or did he just know that he was making a guilty plea? Because his mother knew he was making a guilty plea. So I just question that. I don't know if you guys know exactly what Frankie knew. Did he know he was going to plead guilty to 9 counts of murder? I'm beginning to think they did. The prosecutors told him. They seem to know everything. Now, I don't know the law. If he did know he was going to plead guilty to 9 counts of murder and the death penalty was taken off the table for his plea, is that legal to do that? Is that, what do you call it? When a prosecutor is sworn to secrecy, nobody can know until the plea is made. You're not to tell nobody, because both sides weren't to tell nobody. Even Chris Watts' mothers couldn't speak to him, and Chris Watts couldn't tell him he's pleading guilty to all counts of murder. Is there a case there? Is there a case? I don't know. It just sounds a bit suspicious to me that why should one party know exactly what's going on and the other grandparents can't know what's going on? So I just want to ask you guys, is that allowed? That he used to know that Frankie's and his mother and father knew exactly what plea he was making. They knew exactly. It sounds like they knew exactly. So, could it be a case of appeal? Because he violated the law on some kind of, by making those comments, by telling Shannon Watts' family that he was pleading guilty on all counts of murder. Let me know, guys, if anybody knows the truth on that matter. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bright and early. Comment, and discuss the issues I just asked. Thank you.